In the small, quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows that danced in the twilight. It was the kind of evening that made your skin crawl, as if the world held its breath in anticipation of something unspeakable. In a modest house on the outskirts of town, Sarah Montgomery, a local school teacher, sat by her window, staring out into the gathering darkness. She had always been skeptical of the stories that had plagued Point Pleasant for decades, tales of a strange winged creature known as the Mothman. But tonight, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was different. Sarah's husband, David, a no-nonsense sheriff's deputy, was out patrolling the desolate streets, his radio crackling with static. He didn't believe in the Mothman nonsense either, but the recent reports of strange sightings had put the entire town on edge. As Sarah gazed into the night, her heart raced when she saw a pair of glowing red eyes pierce the darkness. They hovered, unblinking, at the edge of the woods that bordered their property. She rubbed her eyes, convinced it was a trick of the fading light. But when she looked again, the eyes were closer, burning like embers in the night. The air grew thick with dread as a chilling wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candles on the windowsill. A feeling of impending doom washed over her, and she knew she had to warn David. With trembling hands, she picked up the phone and dialed the sheriff's office. Static filled the line, and she strained to hear a faint whispering voice. It was David's voice, but it was distorted, as if it was coming from some distant, nightmarish realm. "David, are you there?" Sarah pleaded. The voice on the other end crackled with static and echoed with a haunting laughter that sent shivers down her spine. "Sarah, run!" Before she could respond, the line went dead. Panic seized her as she rushed to the front door, determined to find her husband. But as she stepped outside, the night seemed to come alive with a deafening chorus of wings, a cacophony of flapping and screeching that filled the air. And there in the moonlight, she saw it. The Mothman, a monstrous humanoid figure with enormous wings, its body covered in dark, leathery skin, and those malevolent, glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce her very soul. It hovered above her, its wings casting a shadow that engulfed her in darkness. Sarah's scream echoed through the night, but no one would hear her. The town had fallen silent, paralyzed by fear. The Mothman had returned, and it brought with it a darkness that would consume Point Pleasant. As the creature descended upon her, its piercing eyes locked onto hers, and she knew that she had stumbled into a nightmare that would haunt her for the rest of her days. In the shadow of the Mothman, the town of Point Pleasant became a place of darkness, where the line between reality and terror blurred, and the legend of the Mothman became all too real.